The word Beastmaster, it paints a pretty powerful picture, doesn't it? For some, it's a fantasy hero fighting alongside a loyal animal. For others, it's a modern-day athlete battling an absolutely brutal obstacle course. So how in the world did one word come to mean two totally different things? Well, that's what we're going to figure out.
All right, so I'm going to ask you a question. When I say the word Beastmaster, what's the very first thing that pops into your head? Really think about it for a second. You got an image? Good.
Okay, so did you picture this? You know, the classic fantasy warrior side by side with a massive bear or a wolf ready for battle. Or did you picture this? A super fit athlete pushing themselves to the absolute brink on some kind of crazy, terrifying obstacle course. See? Two totally different worlds, but they share the exact same name.
So here's how we're going to break it all down. First, we'll dig into the gamer's version of a Beastmaster. And then we'll jump over to the athletes. We're going to get into the nitty-gritty of this insane obstacle course they call the Beast, and then we'll stack the two worlds up against each other. And finally, we'll kind of zoom out and see how all of this connects to a global sport you might not have even known existed.
All right, let's kick things off in the digital world. We're talking about role-playing games, where, let's be honest, having a powerful animal on your side can make all the difference. And check this out. This quote is from a real player of the RPG War Tales, and it just hits the nail on the head. It's that exact moment where you go from thinking, hey, an animal buddy would be cool, to realizing, no, I need an animal tamer on my team if I'm actually going to win this thing. It's pure strategy. So what's the key takeaway here? In the gaming world, a Beastmaster isn't just a nickname. It's a specific character class. Their whole deal is taming, training, and commanding animals in the middle of a fight. That's their job.
And this is pretty much how it goes for any player. First, you hit a wall and realize you need some animal muscle. Then, you've got to go find and recruit the right character. After that, you're sinking skill points into unlocking that special beast mastery ability. And only after all that do you finally get to command that awesome bear in combat. It's a whole process, you know? It's all about the long-term strategy.
Okay, now get ready for a hard pivot. We are leaving the world of pixels and fantasy and stepping into a very real, very physical arena where it's all about raw power and human will.
And that brings us to Netflix's Ultimate Beastmaster. This thing was a massive global competition, and get this, it was executive produced by Sylvester Stallone. Yep, that's Sylvester Stallone. One reviewer nailed it when they called it American Ninja Warrior crossed with the Olympics. It's basically taking that whole obstacle course phenomenon and just cranking it up to a global, super competitive level. And when I say global, I am not kidding. We're talking athletes from 6 different countries. But here's the wild part. The show was actually produced with 6 unique sets of local hosts. So in the US, you're watching Terry Crews and Charissa Thompson, but at the exact same time, viewers in Japan or Germany are watching their own local celebrities commentating on the very same competition. The scale of that production is just, wow. It's pretty mind-blowing.
But we gotta be honest about the show's vibe. It is intense. It's over the top. One reviewer wrote this amazing line, calling it cheesier than the Hickory Farms kiosk at the mall during Christmas. And you know what? They're not wrong. The show is packed with dramatic slow-mo shots and super hyped national pride. It absolutely leans into being a giant spectacle.
So the very heart of all this drama is the real star of the show, this absolutely colossal, multi-level obstacle course. And they call it the Beast. But this isn't some furry creature, oh no. This thing is like a giant mechanical dragon built out of steel and nightmares.
And the way the competition works is just a brutal process of elimination. You start with 12 of these incredible athletes, but only the top 8 move on. Then, only the top 5 get to face the energy pyramid. And from there, it's down to the final 2 who have to climb this insane thing called the power source. It just gets harder and harder until one person is left standing.
And the obstacles themselves? They're just unreal. I mean, can you imagine trying to climb a wall where the handholds are magnetic and can just fall off at any second? Or what about having to jump onto a treadmill that's already flying forward at 14 miles per hour? It's nuts. Every single challenge is engineered to push these people way past their limits, both physically and mentally.
Okay, remember that over-the-top, cheesy tone we talked about? Well, here's a prime example. The water pit underneath the course? It's not just water. Nope, they call it beast blood. And the rule is pretty simple. You fall in, and if all 4 of your limbs go under, that's it. Your run on that level is done. See? Super dramatic.
So all of this pain and struggle, it leads to a massive finale where all the episode winners go head-to-head. The single person who conquers the beast for the final time is crowned the ultimate Beastmaster, and they walk away with a cool $50,000. Okay, so now we've got our two very different worlds on the table. One is all about digital strategy, the other is all about physical pain and glory. Let's put them side by side and really see the differences.
This chart just lays it all out, nice and simple. For the gamer, the beast is a real living thing, like a bear you command. For the athlete, the beast is a giant, unfeeling machine. The goal for one is to win a tactical battle on a digital map using your brain. For the other, it's about pure physical survival, strength, agility, endurance, in a massive steel arena hanging over that so-called beast blood.
But wait, the story actually gets bigger. This whole TV show, this spectacle, it's not just entertainment, it's actually the public face of something much, much larger.
Turns out, Ultimate Beastmaster is just one part of a totally legitimate, organized global sport that's known as ninja. And yeah, I'm serious. This isn't just a made-for-TV thing. It's a real athletic discipline that thousands of people compete in all over the world. And this isn't just a bunch of people running around in their backyards. This is a real, regulated sport. You've got official governing bodies like the World Ninja League, the Ultimate Ninja Athlete Association. These organizations set the rules, they sanction the events, and they crown actual world champions. This is the real deal.
And you can really see how they're building the sport from the ground up. An athlete can start out competing at their local gym, then maybe move on to a regional qualifier, and, if they're good enough, they could find themselves competing in a world final. These leagues have created a genuine path for someone to go from being a recreational athlete to a full-on professional.
And that brings us right back to where we started with the word Beastmaster. But now we see the two sides so clearly. One is about mastering a creature in a game through your wits and strategy. The other is about mastering a brutal physical test by conquering your own fear and physical limits. And it kind of leaves you with one last question to think about. What's the bigger challenge? Mastering the beast that fights beside you or conquering the beast that lives inside you?